Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing an eye tutorial here. So I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette here. This is such an oldie but a goodie palette. A lot of people might think, why are you using that on your eyes? That's so old. But if I do get any kind of reaction to this, then I will have to throw it away. But I have kept this pretty safe, pretty clean. And yeah, I've just seen a bunch of people do the 2016 makeup trend, and they've used like throwback palettes or talked about some of their favourite palettes, and it's just really inspired me to do the same. So I've created this look here using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm going to start off a little series of this now, where I'm going to use either like a single eyeshadow or a couple of eyeshadow palettes, and just do a little series of like throwback looks, because I was so obsessed with those palettes at one point, and to keep them in my collection, they're clearly nostalgic to me. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a little series of pulling out these palettes and doing some looks with them to kind of fall in love with them all over again. Yeah, this is a look that I've created with the Jaclyn Hill palette. It just had to be very classic, very like gold, shimmery, and you know, a palette from that time you'd create a look like this. If you would like to see more of me, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram under the same handles as my YouTube, which is Chloe KH2Ease, but I'll pop that in the description box below for you, as well as a full product list that's on my face today if you are interested. I have also filmed a base tutorial for this look that will be up either before or after, but it is filmed. I really hope you guys enjoy watching, but please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel before you leave. Bye! Okay, all nice and zoomed in now, so we're going to recreate this on the other eye. And I've got my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I haven't used this in so long. If you have been with me for a while on YouTube, I can't remember if I did have this palette, and I was using it at the start of my YouTube journey. But it's been with me for ages, and yeah, I've just thought for this series this is definitely a palette I want to start with. So I'm going to start by taking this dark brown shade here. So I unfortunately don't know the shade names. I lost the little card with the names on, so I'll just have to be pointing to each of the shades. I'm going to take this little Morphe pencil brush here, quite a tight pencil brush just to draw the shape. So I've noticed that I have actually gone a bit higher, so I am going to take this quite a bit higher to match the other eye. But it doesn't matter, because anything underneath is going to be wiped away with some micellar water and a cotton bud, so I can afford to be a little bit messy with anything sort of on the lid. I just want to be very careful what blend is on top. Now I'm happy with that shape. I'm going to take my next brush, no additional product, I have just given it a little wipe, and then I'm just going to blend the outside edge. It's funny because when I first started with this eyeshadow palette, I would go from light to dark, so I would just use my transition shades and sweep them through the crease. I wouldn't do any type of like cut crease, I just sort of pop all the shadows on and then put something on the lid. So it's interesting to use a different technique with these shadows. And then I'm going to take this brown here. When I was looking at these, I was sort of thinking I don't want to pick shades that are really, really close together because I don't want them to get really muddy and lost. And I did struggle because a lot of these shades are quite similar when you put them on the lid, but there's not much of a difference. It's a fraction of a difference. Just as I'm blending this shadow now, I'm sort of putting it a little bit on top of that dark brown and around the outside edge. You can just see a little hint of a shade difference. So I'm just being very careful with the blend because I don't want it to get too muddy, too dark. So I'm just using this next brush here. Again, no additional product. I have given it a little wipe just to try and blend that colour a bit more. I'm going to go in with this transition shade here. So again, a bunch of these sort of transition shades are quite similar. But I'm using the same technique as going sort of 50% on, 50% around. And then I've got this face powder here from HNB that I'm just sort of putting right between the brow, almost to kind of clean everything up, just because there's not like a cream shadow in this palette. It's a shimmer and I don't really want to use a shimmer. So I'm just going to go back into those shades. I haven't actually dipped back into the dark brown. I've just kind of left whatever's on the pencil just to go round the edge. So yeah, you can only see a slight difference between these shades, but I kind of persevered with it on this eye and it did look a lot better once I kind of took away a lot of this brown here from cutting the crease. So we'll just follow the same process. My micellar water and the little cotton bud. And then I'm literally just going to take this. Then I've just got some concealers on the back of my hand, just sort of blending those together because I don't want anything too dark. I want it to be a little bit lighter on the lid. And just take my little Plouise Crisp Finish brush. Then I use this really fine brush here, this Makeup by Tammy brush, just to get quite a crisp edge around. Okay, so I'm somewhat happy with that shape, so I'm just going to take some of that face powder and just kind of set, ready for shadow. It's been a hot minute since I have done a cut crease. I'm going to take those same brown shades just on this outer corner and just kind of blend back. Just before adding the shimmer. Now for the lid shade, I'm going to take this shimmery gold shade, of course. Picking up this palette, I just had to. I mean, there are some really pretty shimmers in here. You've got these colours here. This one is just, oh, love it. We've got this one, these like pinky ones. They are just so pretty in here, but I just knew when I opened up this palette to do a look that I had to use the gold. Taking it on a little Inglot 13P brush and spritzing with a bit of MAC Fix Plus. So pretty. And then just kind of blending back and forth between the shimmer and the matte shades. And then I do have this here. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. It's in Midnight Cowboy. I always used to do a little accent just here, so I am going to do it with this. So you can just about see it, but it just takes me back doing this little step. So for lashes, I'm going to take these Tatti TL2s, just really nice and fluffy. Then I'm going to film a base, like my foundation and everything, for another video for YouTube, and I'll come back and do the under eyes. Okay, so base is done. That is filmed for another YouTube video, but let's get back to the eyes. So I was going to do black under eyes, but I think it's going to be a bit too harsh. I want it to be a bit more smoky, and I'm going to use my Benefit Bad Gal Bang. This is in deep brown. I'm just going to pop this on the waterline. Then I'm just going back into palette and just taking those shades. So the very dark brown and this very small pencil brush. So I think I've got a little hint from Obi that he wants to play ball. He's just come up the stairs, he's got his blue ball in his mouth, and he's just walking in and out of the room. And now he's come to sit under my makeup desk and just look at me with the ball in his mouth. So after I have filmed this video, done the intro and outro, I'll just have to go outside with full glam in the back garden and just kick about with the ball with him for a bit. So yeah, I'm just taking my Eco Tools brush and smudging that second brown. Just taking that last transition shade. I don't want it to be too heavy on the under eyes, and just kind of blend that out just like that. So I'm just going to take some of that halo powder here that I used on my cheeks. Put that in the inner corner, just for a little something there. I don't want too much. But yeah, I'm just going to do this eye back for my TikTok and then pop some low lash mascara on, and I'll show you guys the finished look. There you go guys, that was the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!